Hello. Okay, next tutorial. This look is meant to be Lady Gaga from her music video, Telephone. Yeah, or one of the looks rather I should say. So yeah, this is the look she has when she's thrown into the jail cell and she's pretty much naked, all but the police tape. So yeah. So there's not much else I can say about this look, so if you'd like to see how to recreate this look, stay tuned. Right, so I've already moisturised my skin and I've used an Urban Decay primer potion for around my eyes just to make the eyeshadow sit nice. So I've already done that and I've let it sink in for a few minutes, so now I'm ready to go with makeup. Now certain parts of this foundation I'm going to be doing is probably skippable to most of you guys out there. Like for example, if you're a female, very feminine face, you won't need to put as much foundation on and you won't need to do half the shading things that I'm going to do. But if you're a guy and has a fairly masculine jawline like myself, you'll probably need to follow these steps. But I'm going to be using, rather than a liquid foundation, my Kryolan TV paint sticks, because they're like a really thick cream concealer slash foundation, just because it's going to cover all my stubble lines and yeah, just make it look a lot more, well, feminine, I guess is the right word. So I'm going to use the 3W, the 1W and the 9W just to get some shading techniques going on. Not like really harsh, just enough so I can make my jaw seem a lot more rounded and my cheekbones stand out more. But if you're a girl or have a more feminine face, probably just use a liquid foundation, probably the M.A.C Studio Fix Fluid and NW15, that kind of thing, and just we'll use some shading afterwards with some powders. But yes, so to start off with, I'm going to take the 1W in the Kryolan TV paint stick, which is their lightest shade, and I'm going to use that for my highlighter. So I'm going to apply this down the centre of my nose, I'm going to apply it underneath my eyes, along my cheekbone line, yeah, that kind of thing. You'll see I won't blend it until afterwards so you can see where I've gone. And I was going to say, you can do it on your eyebrow bone as well, which brings another point ahead. I'm not actually going to be blocking my eyebrows out in this look, which is a first, I think, because one, you can see just about some of the eyebrow in their normal place, it just extended a little bit, and two, there's going to be police tape covering most of it, so yeah, here we go. Okay, so that's the area I've gone in for my 1W, and then I'm going to go in with the 3W, and I'm just going to apply that all over my stubble basically, and just to blend in and around this area here. I'm leaving my cheekbones and area around my hairline just so I can make that extra dark. This could probably double up as a drag tutorial, to be perfectly honest, but no, I'm saving that for another day. Once I've blended this all in together, it won't be as harsh as drag queen makeup. That's hopefully the idea. I'm only doing this with my phone. I'm only doing this because, as I said, I want to make my face appear a lot more feminine than it is. I don't want to look like a masculine Gaga. Okay, so then before I add my 9W, which is this type of shade, I don't think it's the darkest shade they do, there might be, but I'm going to use this really lightly on my cheekbone area and on my temples and blend it out for the top of my hairline just to make it look a little bit darker. And as I said, to make my face look more feminine. Yeah, so I'm just going to blend all this together first before I apply that, otherwise the colour will just taint all of my skin and it will just get too dark. And as usual, I'm going to do my blending with my kabuki brush because I love my kabuki brushes. Just make sure to do one colour at a time. So then before I completely finish my blending, I'm going to take my 9W and just trace on some cheekbone lines. And I've just gone down the side of my nose and my temples as well. So yeah, so now I can blend those in. There we are, so don't worry about how harsh everything is because we're going to powder this as well, so it will tone everything down a lot. Right, so now I'm going to start the powdering then. I'm going to use some Grimas translucent powder as always, and I'm going to press this all in with a powder puff. When I do this, I'm going to brush off the excess, but I'm going to leave on some powder underneath my eye just to catch any fallout, and it's going to help me for my guideline for when I put my shader on. So yeah. So now I can start on the eyes. Don't worry about this. We're going to brush this off at the very end. So yeah, right. So I'm going to use a cream white. I'm going to use Grimas number 001 cream white. I'm just going to use that as the base for my eyeshadow. It's going to go all over my eyelid pretty much, to be honest. And in fact, I think there's going to be like 2 colours in this, black and white. Yeah, so it's going to be nice and simple, hopefully. I should mention, with the eyeshadow and everything I use, try not to go beyond this line that we've drawn here with the white. just because she's got these really harsh wings outwards that's pulling her face up, which really enhances the cheekbones and everything like that. So just try not to go beyond that line. That's another reason why we get the powder, just so we've got some guidelines so we know everything's going to be symmetrical. So now I'm going to take some MAC black eyeshadow in Carbon and a small fluffy brush, and I'm going to go along the crease of my eye. So the idea is that I'm going to probably start about here, but it's going to taper off towards the tear duct and just follow the half circle shape, no further out than your crease. Actually the opposite rather, no blending downwards onto the eyelid. It's going to want to be blended outwards, so this whole eyelid is going to be completely clean. So there we are, very twiggy. So I mean, I'm going to do more too. I'm going to make it a lot darker, I think, but for now I just know where my guideline is, because I'm going to be drawing on, I'm going to be making the underside of the eyes and the lash line very, very dark. I've got this really strong wing, cat wing, that we're going to be doing. Cat's eye wing, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to take some MAC black fluid line in black track, and I'm going to be applying this all in the waterline of my eye and ever so slightly underneath my lashes, and then we're going to wing it out quite far, probably to about there or so, so further than the eyeshadow ever so slightly, but it's got to be quite a thick line. You'll see as I go along. So I'm probably actually best to do this with a really sharp angle brush. Yeah, really, really sharp angle brush, so I can get a really nice wing. Sorry to skip ahead there, I just kind of got carried away. So I've done a really, really thick line on the top of my lashes, as well as going in the fluid line of my eye. That's the kind of cat eye I've gone with. So it's following the shape of the cheekbones that I'm going with, and it's really pulled up. Not overly cartoony, because we want the eyebrow to not to join onto it when I taper it downwards, so it needs to stop just before the end of the eyebrow, if that makes sense. But yeah, so yeah. So I'm going to do that on the other eye and get back to you. There we are, nice and wingy. So now I'm going to just darken up that black again, but I'm actually going to join it onto the wing now, so that makes the top side of the wing a little bit smoky. And then just to set the white on the brow bone and the eyelids, I'm going to use a white MAC eyeshadow in, is it Gesso or Gesso? Gesso. Something like that. It's a white eyeshadow, yeah. I'm just going to use that just to press really, really gently onto the white. So for the eyebrows, as I said, you don't really see them that much because the tape covers the majority of them. I'm still going to do them like a really arched brow, like pretty much like my eyebrows, but I'm going to take an angle brush and a black MAC Carbon eyeshadow again, and I'm just gonna, well, I'm pretty much just gonna trace in my own eyebrows, but that kind of shape, just so there's a really, really nice arch and a flick out. Try not to go too far beyond the flicks of the eyes there. I'm just gonna apply some mascara in. I'm gonna be using the Colossal Volume Express by Maybelline. It's gonna cover them completely over my eyelashes, and then I'm gonna apply a pair of false lashes over the top of that. There we are, and I covered the bottom lashes as well, just because I want them to be extra, extra dark, and I want the base coat to be super dark. So now I can apply my false lashes. So I'm going to use my Only Way is Essex lashes in Scandal. So just like a medium, they're just a regular pair of medium lashes basically. They're really, really fluffy and nice. So I'm going to apply those to my top set of lashes, and then we'll apply another coat of mascara on, because I really want them to be as dark as possible, and we'll go from there. Actually, I'll show you guys what I do, because a lot of people ask me how I put on lashes. I don't really teach people how to do it, because I don't think I do it particularly professionally. I just put a coat of the glue on the edge of the lash and just give it a few seconds for it to dry. I don't use tweezers or anything like that. The idea is once it goes tacky, I just literally drop it on my lash line and give it a few seconds to dry. And that's all I do, so nothing particularly fancy, I'm afraid. So let's see if I put that there. Making sure I'll never ever apply mascara on until it's completely dry. But yeah, so there we are. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to do the other eye, let that dry, and then apply the mascara. There we are, so it gives that really nice, it just joins onto that really nice wing, so it looks really, really smoky, and yeah, so when you open your eyes, it just goes along with the contour shape. So now I can do the lips. And for lips, I'm going to be using a Revlon number 477 cream lipstick in Black Cherry. It's a really lovely, lovely dark colour. I had to look so hard to find this particular colour, and I use it in quite a few of my tutorials now. It's this really, really dark, deep red. It's beautiful. So it's going to be quite a big shape, to be honest. She's got quite big lips, hasn't she? So, and this look is, I think, mainly about the lips, so we need to make them quite big. So yeah, I wasn't kidding. Lips that would make Goldie Hawn proud. So just to finish the lips off, I'm going to apply a pout paint by Sleek in Pinup 157. I'm going to put a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of that, and when I say a tiny bit, I mean like a pinprick of that. And I'm just going to apply that as a highlight down the centre of the lips. So just inwards and dragging it outwards. So to finish off the contouring, I'm going to use a Sleek palette in number 374, their medium shade, their contour palette. I'm just going to use this dark brown contouring colour, if I can find my brush, and I'm just going to basically trace over the lines here and the temple here, and I'm also at the same time just going to remove the excess powder off on the contour for the cheekbones. So there we are. So when it's all blended, I can just apply my wig and the tape. Actually, just quickly before I apply my wig, I'll just show you the tape that I've got. So the tape in the film is this type of, like, do not enter crime scene type tape. I know it's not exactly like the one in the film, but it's the best that I could find. I hope it's okay. But it's that kind of a thickness so that it can cover the forehead in one tape. Yeah. So there we are. There's not a whole lot to do with the hair. It's just got this little tiny bit of a fringe flicking over that's got a slight curl to it. And the idea is it's blonde, not yellow. So yeah, that's like it is in the rest of the video. Got the tape going, like so, underneath my jaw, obviously across the forehead, covering one eye. And which is, you're probably saying, then why did I do both eyes? The reason I did both eyes is just because I wanted to see how it would look without the tape. And I suppose at the end of the party, if you got fed up wearing all this, assuming you wore this out, you could take it off and at least you still look quite pretty underneath, I suppose. The tape goes obviously across the chest. You can't really see that there, but that's like her bra that she's got on. And she's got two pieces of tape going across there. But yeah, that's pretty much the look. So yeah, that's my Lady Gaga telephone look, or my second Lady Gaga telephone look. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, if you like it, make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. And yeah, so until next time, bye. Right, so I've already moisturised my skin, and obviously I've shaved. Because we can't have a hairy Gaga. So, oh, that sounds terrible.